Welcome to NFL Nexus. Today, we are diving deep into the Los Angeles Rams 2026 draft strategy. Now, on the surface, it seems pretty straightforward, almost crystal clear. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge issue lurking just beneath the surface that could completely unravel their entire defensive plan. It's a challenge that really threatens the foundation of how they play defense. So stick with us as we break it all down. And hey, if you love this kind of deep dive NFL analysis, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and give this a like. We'd love to hear what you think about the Rams situation down in the comments. And before we get into the nitty-gritty, there's a quick and fun way you can help support what we do here. You can check out our NFL-themed coloring books. They are perfect for fans of any age, for your kids, grandkids, or hey, even for yourself. The link is right down in the description. Your support is what lets us keep making content just like this. Okay, let's get back to the Rams. All right, so here's the roadmap for today. First, we're going to lay out what everyone thinks the Rams' biggest draft needs are. Then, we'll zoom in on the specific players they're reportedly targeting. From there, things get interesting. We'll expose the one huge hurdle that could mess up all their defensive plans. And, to wrap it up, we're going to get inside the head of the coach whose philosophy is the absolute bedrock of their defense. So, what is the big game plan for the Rams heading into 2026? Well, for once, it seems like all the draft experts are on the same page. There's a really strong consensus that the Rams have two glaring needs that they just have to address in the first round. Two positions that are basically the cornerstones of any successful team in today's NFL. Guys like Mike Renner over at CBS Sports are all pointing to the same thing. It's undeniable. The Rams have got to use their top draft picks on their passing game and on their secondary. The strategy seems simple, right? Get an offensive playmaker who can create mismatches and a defensive stopper who can just erase the other team's best guy. So let's start with the offense. Sean McVay's offense, it's a thing of beauty, right? All those pre-snap motions, the creative routes, it absolutely thrives on explosive playmakers. The whole system is designed to create confusion and exploit matchups. And to keep that edge, the Rams are always, and I mean always, looking for that next game breaker. And you know what? The top wide receiver prospect in this draft class seems like he was built in a lab for this system. The player that Mike Renner has the Rams taking is Arizona State's Jordan Tyson. And let me tell you, scouts are buzzing about this kid's potential. They see him as a true game changer, mostly because he's got this rare mix of size, speed, and great hands. You put a guy like that in McVay's offense, which is all about getting athletes in space, and he could be an absolute superstar. Now, Renner's analysis of Tyson is what makes this so fascinating. He says, on film alone, Tyson is the best receiver in the class. That's a huge statement. But, and here's the catch, he's got an injury history that can make him slide down the draft board, maybe right into the Rams' lap. Renner sees him as the perfect guy to take the torch from a player like Cooper Kupp down the line, making sure the Rams have a top-tier receiver for years. But that injury history is a major red flag. Missing time in 3 straight seasons in college, that brings up serious questions about his durability and all the development time he's lost. It's the kind of thing that makes GMs really nervous about using a first-round pick. Look, being talented is one thing, but finding the perfect puzzle piece for a complex offense like McVay's, that's a whole other ballgame. His system, with all the bunch formations, the constant motion, the play action, it has a proven track record of turning talented guys into legit superstars. It's not just about running fast, it's about understanding the little details, the leverage, the spacing, all the stuff McVay schemes up better than almost anyone else. And the proof is right there in the numbers. In 2021, this offense basically funneled the entire passing game through Cooper Kupp. And what happened? He had a nearly 2,000-yard season and won the receiving Triple Crown. Then, just recently, McVay's system took a 5th-round pick, Puka Nacua, and turned him into a record-breaking rookie by moving him all over the field to get him matched up on linebackers and safeties. This is the exact environment where a talent like Jordan Tyson could just explode. Tanner Capellini, who covers Arizona State football, just nails it with this quote. He calls it a perfect marriage of player and scheme. He talks about Tyson's versatility, but the key phrase here is run after the catchability. McVay's offense is built on getting the ball to his playmakers in space on quick throws, screens, slants, jet sweeps. With Tyson's size and speed, those little 5-yard plays can turn into 60-yard touchdowns. That is the absolute lifeblood of the McVay offense. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the other side of the ball. Because, a high-flying offense can only get you so far. The Rams know they need to get tougher in the secondary. And just like on offense, Mike Renner has a very specific prospect in mind who he thinks could become their lockdown corner for the future. The target here is Avion Terrell, a cornerback from Clemson. And, Clemson has a reputation as DBU. It's a school that just consistently produces NFL-ready defensive backs, guys who show up to the league already polished and ready to play. And Terrell is expected to be their next big success story. Terrell's resume is seriously impressive. He's got the NFL bloodlines. His older brother is the Falcons' star corner, A.J. Terrell. Scouts are raving about how physical he is at the line of scrimmage and his incredibly quick processing speed. And that processing skill, that's what's so crucial. It means he can read routes as they develop, anticipate what the quarterback's going to do, and react in a split second to go make a play on the ball. Now here's the key. Terrell might not have that ideal cookie-cutter size that some teams obsess over, but the Rams, they've shown time and time again that they care more about what a player does on the field than his measurements at the combine. We just saw it with Puka Nacua, right? He fell in the draft because of his testing numbers. The Rams value instincts, football IQ, and toughness, and Renner thinks Terrell fits that mold perfectly. He could be the ideal anchor for their defense. So the plan seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Draft a top receiver, draft a top corner, and keep on building a championship team. Sounds great on paper. But this is where our story takes a sharp, unexpected turn. This is where we see a crack in the foundation of this seemingly perfect plan. And that right there is the question that separates the good teams from the great ones. Having talented players is only half the job. You have to have the right coaches in place to take that raw talent and turn it into elite on-field production. And the Rams have been excellent at this, especially with their defensive backs. And there is one huge reason why. That reason is assistant head coach Aubrey Pleasant. This guy is the architect of the Rams secondary. He is famous for his ability to find late-round picks and even undrafted guys and turn them into quality starters. His reputation as a defensive mastermind and a guy who can really develop talent and connect with his players has made him one of the hottest coaching names in the entire league. And, well, the rest of the league has definitely noticed. According to a guy like Ian Rappaport, Pleasant is a top candidate for the defensive coordinator jobs with both the Arizona Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns. If he leaves, it would create a massive hole in the Rams coaching staff. And it raises a really serious question. What's the point of drafting a player like Avion Terrell if the one guy you need to unlock his full potential is now coaching for one of your rivals? To really truly understand why losing Aubrey Pleasant would be such a devastating blow, we need to go deeper than just his job title. We need to understand his core coaching philosophy. And thanks to an exclusive interview from earlier this season, we have a perfect window into his mindset, and it tells you everything you need to know about what makes him and this Rams defense so special. So picture this. It's a preseason game against the Chargers. Pleasant is the acting head coach. The Chargers QB, Trey Lance, is using his legs to create some huge plays against the Rams secondary. Now, most coaches would be on the sideline absolutely furious, but Pleasant's reaction? It reveals everything about his unique approach. Just listen to how he frames this. He starts off by acknowledging how incredibly tough it is to play defensive back in the NFL, calling it high stakes, high rewards. He doesn't blame his players, not one bit. Instead, he focuses on the process. He points out that his guys were in the right position, and that sometimes you just have to tip your cap because the offense made an incredible play. And this right here is the absolute core of his coaching philosophy. He's less concerned with the mistake itself and way more focused on the immediate response. For Pleasant, a player's true character isn't shown when things are going great. It's revealed in how they react after getting beat. The next snap is always the most important one. This creates a culture where guys aren't afraid to take chances, which, ironically, lets them play faster and more aggressive. This is what people have started calling the Rams mindset. It's a culture of resilience. It's about focusing on the response to a bad play, not the bad play itself. And it's not just some catchy slogan. It is the engine behind this team's ability to bounce back. Just think about their Super Bowl season. They faced adversity all year long. That ability to take a punch and get right back up, that's a direct reflection of this coaching style. It's a next play mentality, and it all starts with Aubrey Pleasant. So let's bring this all full circle. The Rams have a smart, clear plan in place. The blueprint to get foundational defensive pieces like Avion Terrell is all laid out. They know exactly who they want to build their future around. It seems perfect. But this leaves us with the one single massive question for the Rams' future. It's a question that hangs over their entire offseason. What good is drafting the perfect player if the coach who embodies the philosophy, the very architect you need to develop that player into a star, is now coaching for another team?
It is a huge dilemma, and how they answer it will define not just their draft, but the entire direction of their franchise.
And that's a wrap on this breakdown. So I'll leave you with this thought. If you're the Rams general manager, do you still draft a developmental guy like Avion Terrell, knowing that Aubrey Pleasant might be gone? Or do you change your strategy and go for a more NFL-ready player who might not have the same high ceiling, but needs less specialized coaching? Let me know what you would do down in the comments. Thanks for watching NFL Nexus, and we will see you on the next one.